What's good, y'all? Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode. You know what it is. You saw the thumbnail. It's Onyxcoin. Let's go.
It's time to shake the focus up. Sick of being sick and tired. Tell me if you had enough. Yeah, it's Shook's in the building now. We ain't missing nothing. We gon' catch you if they got a rub.
All right, welcome. And kicking things off over here on the Gecko. We got Onyxcoin at just over 20%. It's been bouncing between like 19.9 and 20% here over the last day. Looking a little green, like it's getting some juice, but it really ain't. Over the last year, only 13%, and nothing over the last 30. Again, not a huge deal. We don't expect a ton of movement. At least myself, I don't expect a ton of movement with this project until it's like go time for it. This project is kind of quiet, and I think I may be starting to understand why. We're gonna see if we can get there. So for the bulk of our content today, we're gonna be sliding on over here and checking out these backers. Now there are two backers specifically that we're taking a look at. And those two are Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group. These two investment firms are all over the crypto space. I mean, they are everywhere, and they don't mind playing tag along. We're gonna see here very shortly. They follow each other around quite closely in some areas. So let's go ahead and check out Pantera Capital first. This one I found very interesting. It actually made me a lot more confident in this project. So quick glance at Pantera Capital in CryptoRank shows us that they got about 10 pages worth of investors. We see our buddy Onyxcoin right there. We like to see it on both sides. But let's head on over to Pantera Capital's website. Now, couldn't get this one in dark mode, but first U.S. institutional asset manager focused exclusively on blockchain technology. Now, you know it's worded like that intentionally so that they can be correct in saying first. Everybody want to be first with something. Since 2013, Pantera has invested in digital assets and blockchain companies, providing investors with the full spectrum of exposure to the space. All right, so they have a giant portfolio. We're gonna look at one other thing out of their portfolio, but not right now. The thing that I wanted to take a look at with Pantera here is their team. All right, so they got almost the full squad listed here on the site, but what we care about, of course, is going to be the founder. Let's take a look at this. The founder is Dan Moorhead, founder, managing partner. Boom. So, Dan Moorhead founded Pantera Capital Management in 2003, managing over $1 billion of institutional investor assets in its global macro strategy. He previously served as the head of macro trading and CFO at Tiger Management with Julian Robertson. Dan began his career at Goldman Sachs as their first asset-backed securities trader. Dan graduated magna cum laude from Princeton University with a bachelor's in civil engineering and received the Carmichael Prize for his thesis. So very, very interesting. And what I wanted to do was verify that. Let's pull that back up one more time here. So if we slide on over here and check out Dan's LinkedIn, you can see the track record here. So drop that bad boy down. All right, and we can see there it is right there, numero uno, 1987. Mortgage derivatives trader for Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. Let's see. And I believe, what was he, the first? Yeah, he was their first asset-backed securities trader. So this dude is no joke. And actually, if we slide back over here, we can see that not only Goldman Sachs, but let's move up a little bit here. Deutsche Bank, there it is. Deutsche Bank in 95. So Deutsche Bank is huge. Tiger Management. So this one, I believe this is the one where in his tenure there, you could see like major impact. Yeah, it started with 8 million in capital, and then by 98, its holdings had climbed to 22 billion. Like, wow. Just highly credentialed, highly experienced. So a lot of confidence seeing the track record of the founder there for Pantera Capital. And again, they're a tier 1 investor in Onyxcoin. That's why we're looking at it. If you just so happen to be joining the video a little bit late, that's why we're looking at it. What else do we got here? Where is it? There it is. We wanted to talk a little bit about Digital Currency Group, and after we get through these, we're gonna start getting into some interesting nuggets here. Just stay tuned. So Digital Currency Group. We take a look at Digital Currency Group on CryptoRank, and we can see that they're another one of those projects. They got 13 pages worth of investments here. 13 pages worth. So very interesting. They are, again, all over this space. Digital Currency Group is interesting because, again, they've been with Onyxcoin basically since the beginning. And the reason we can say that is because if we come over here to Digital Currency Group's website, we can check out their portfolio. So it's really not too different from a lot of the projects we see in CryptoRank. We're going to see here as well, but there's something worth noting here. So Chain is actually Onyxcoin. So Chain and Onyxcoin are one. Let's talk about that for a second. So their first investment in Chain was in 2014, right? So their first investment in Onyxcoin was 2014. Why can we say that? Because we can see that Chain went through a rebrand and became Onyxcoin XCN. So let me zoom in so this is a little bit easier to see. So Chain has launched the Chain Improvement Proposal, SIP 007. We will execute a series of changes to the Chain protocol, including token burns, time lock extensions, and more. The proposal also calls for the rebrand of Chain Protocol to Onyx Protocol, Chain DAO to Onyx DAO, and the Chain token to Onyxcoin with the same XCN ticker symbol, with more details below. With the deployment of SIP 007, all of the utility and functionality of the XCN token will remain the same as today, which will continue to be the means of accessing discounts, premium services, and payment methods for Chain.com. Enterprise products such as Sequence and Chain Cloud would also continue to be the governance and utility token of the rebranded Onyx protocol, previously known as Chain. The purpose of this rebrand, as noted in the governance proposal, is so that the protocol's decentralized nature and functionality is segregated and independent from Chain.com's core centralized business, providing Web3 blockchain and products, while enabling a higher level of decentralized security over the protocol. Furthermore, to support the transition to a higher level of decentralized protocol, Chain will be burning its entire locked team allocation of 5 billion XCN upon governance approval, and donating the company XCN of 15 billion units to a newly formed nonprofit foundation, and in the interim to the DAO's control, with more details to come once the proposal is executed. So they rebranded for improved decentralization, with the goal of improving security by way of decentralization, and then also to separate Chain.com's centralized business, Web3 products. So Chain was rebranded to Onyxcoin. And again, looking at Digital Currency Group's website, they refer to it as Chain. Should they maybe update it now? Probably. But it actually helped us out because now we can see sort of some proof of how long Digital Currency Group has been invested in Chain. And that's pretty much since it kicked off. And now as we head back over here to the Digital Currency Group list, we're going to take a peek at Circle. We're going to see that both of these companies are invested in Circle. I told you, we're going to see a Digital Currency Group and Pantera Capital follow each other a lot. Now, Circle is actually a big deal because Circle is responsible for USDC, if you didn't know. Now, let's scroll down here. So, let's see, the undisclosed May of 2021, Digital Currency Group was there in a round that raised 440 million. Then we see right here in July of 2020, standing all by itself, Digital Currency Group raised 25 million. Again, these are investments in Circle. All right, now here we go right here. The Series E round in 2018, Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group. They were part of the Series E round, which total raised 110 million. Come down here a little bit more. Series C, and what do we see? Goldman Sachs. Why is that interesting? Because again, the founder of Pantera Capital used to work for Goldman Sachs. So, and then again, Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group. It ain't no fun unless we all get some. You feel me? Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group, part of the Series B round, which raised 17 million. And there were some angel investors in here as well. So that was Circle. So again, Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group both on Circle. Now let's go back here, and this one right here is where it starts to get interesting. So we have Corbit. Corbit, I have no idea what Corbit is. Corbit is not listed as a tradable asset, so we may have to look at, and it's labeled as CFI, so centralized finance, I believe. So we're gonna have to probably dig a little bit more to figure out what Corbit is all about. But what I'm finding interesting about Corbit is these investors, of course. So if we look at the Series A round, we got Pantera Capital, Digital Currency Group, and Tim Draper. That's right, Tim Draper, our boy from SwiftCoin, is over here also invested in Corbit alongside Pantera Capital and Digital Currency Group. And then, of course, Digital Currency Group and Draper were both parts of the seed round, which Pantera was not. But Barry Silbert, who is actually, hold on, Barry Silbert is the founder of, oh no, he's the founder of Digital Currency Group. how's that not a Hey, let's double check that. I'm pretty sure that Barry Silbert is the founder of Digital Currency Group. Let's see here. We'll go to Trusty Dusty. Who owns Digital Currency Group? Yeah, founded by Barry Silbert. That's the Wikipedia. And then we got Forbes. Barry Silbert is the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group. Man, okay. So again, we can see the circles run deep here. So so we got Tim Draper there. Now, this is another thing that's very interesting about Tim Draper. So Tim Draper being listed here as an investor in Corbit. So if you remember from the last video, Onyxcoin, and let's go over to the founder of Onyxcoin, Adam Ludwin, or Ludwin, I'm pretty sure it's Ludwin, went to Harvard Business School. Why is that interesting? Who else went to Harvard? Our homie Tim Draper also went to Harvard. So, man, this is getting interesting. This is getting very interesting, man. So, lots and lots of connections with these coins. Like, when you start getting into the core of this space, like, you can't go nowhere without bumping into some of these into some of these bigger players in the market. Shout out to Black Roo, man. Black Roo has said it many a times. Tim Draper is low key all over crypto, and so we just bumped into him there. Now, one thing I will note is I did actually go ahead and take a look at Swift's website, and I did not see. I must have closed it out here. I did not see Chain listed as being compatible with Swift. So that is one thing to note. But we can see that it's if we go down the trail just a little bit here, we can find some overlap in investing funders. Well, I think what we'll do instead here is just go ahead and we'll end with a very small little history lesson here on XCN. Most of it we've kind of covered already, but there are some interesting tidbits here. So what we're looking at here is an article on Gate.io from 2023 explaining what Chain is. What is Chain? All you need to know about XCN. Chain is focused on privacy and decentralization. Its unique cryptography and resistance to mining centralization makes it a secure and efficient way of conducting transactions online. It's a very interesting statement to me, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Right, providing blockchain solutions for the financial industry. Here we go here. History of Chain. Make this a little bigger so y'all can see it with me. Chain is a company that uses blockchain technology to create cryptographic ledgers and cloud infrastructure for financial products and services. The company was founded in 2014 and has received funding from various investors, including Colsa Ventures, Pantera Capital, Capital One, Citigroup, Fiserv, NASDAQ, Orange, and Visa. I will say we'll have to check back. I don't remember seeing Coastal Ventures on there before. But in 2018, the company was acquired by Stellar and became part of Interstellar, a commercial arm of the Stellar Foundation. Here we go. In 2020, Chain was reacquired and is now operating as a privately held corporation with the mission to build a more robust global financial system through blockchain technology. So they're just by themselves. They got bought by Stellar, and then they managed to break off again. Over the past few months, the XCN, now again this is from 2023, XCN team has made significant progress towards achieving its goals with several major updates and developments to the project. One of the most significant updates to the XCN in recent years was the release of its mainnet, which went live in early 2022. This marks a major milestone for the project and now offers a fully functional blockchain network that can support decentralized applications and smart contracts. So just a little tidbit about the history there. I'll drop this link in the description of the video in case anybody's interested in coming over here and reading the rest of it. Again, this is sponsored. This article is hosted by Gate.io. Man, we definitely get into the end here. Hosted by Gate.io. So feel free to come over here and check that out. So that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. And I think, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this one with a question. So looking at this article from Gate.io, Chain says it's focused on privacy and decentralization. But the interesting thing is when we take a look at the white paper and we do a search, the word privacy is not even listed once in the entire white paper. Now, again, that white paper, we know it gets a little repetitive. We'll come back and we'll finish it again at some point. We'll finish it up. It was just getting repetitive. But what is listed several times is some version of transparency. 21 hits for transparent. So I just thought that's interesting that the project is supposed to be focused on, supposed to be privacy focused as well, which privacy is going to be a very big deal here. And we'll have to get into some privacy coins here eventually, but it's just not on the table right now. But I just find it interesting that privacy is not listed anywhere in the white paper. What do you think about that? So that's all I have for y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, don't get shook, stay focused, and I'm out.
Hear that music?